guys, welcome to another video beer review. This is my 200th beer review, which I know isn't that special. By the time this is actually uploaded, I should have surpassed 100 subscribers. So I thought I'd have something a little bit different, a little bit special. And I know my good friend Dean here on YouTube, known as Dean's Beer Reviews, reviewed this fairly recently to me recording this, and he really enjoyed it. But today we're going over to the Meantime Brewery. And this is a bottle of their port barrel-aged Greenwich ale, aged for 16 months in port barrels and then blended with London porter. Brewed exclusively for Marks & Spencer, 750ml bottle, clocking in at 6%, and it's got a nice cork and cage to it. So yeah, I do really like these bottles. Before I get into it, just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed, everyone who watches, comments, all the wonderful people that I've met through doing YouTube. Looking forward to meeting up with a lot of you guys next year at some point, because I know it's on the cards. And yeah, and to all those from all over the world who sit down and watch my video beer reviews, I really appreciate it. So here's to 200 more, hopefully. So, as you saw, nice amount of carbonation, smoke coming out of there. The Greenwich ale is brewed using 7 different malts by the Meantime Brewery, and then aged for 6 months in port barrels. It's then blended with London porter, giving a great flavours of oak and berries. Perfect match for intense bold foods such as a cheese board or rich fruity puddings. It cost me about £5 from Marks & Spencer's, obviously. And I think for 750ml for something that's barrel aged, I don't think that's a bad deal at all. Beer in a glass, and that is a really nice dark deep mahogany sort of colour. Hold it up to the light, you get some nice ruby hues. You really can't see through it too much, but it's nowhere near a jet black beer. And then beer poured with, well, how much can I generate? Maybe about 1 finger's worth of an off-white khaki sort of head. So yeah, it looks nice, rich, deep and inviting. Let's give it a sniff. Well, I'm instantly hit with that sort of like port-like character. It's sort of like a refined alcohol smell. It's never unpleasant. It's got like really dark, red, fruity, black currant sort of aroma. Definitely get that slight woody tone in there as well. Then you get the whiffs of that porter, and yeah, it's like a nice malty brew. It actually smells like a really rather tame like barley wine, desserty, like forest fruits. Be a hint of chocolate in there as well, and caramel, slight coffee tones. What you'd expect from a beer like this. Anyway, let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. That's really nice. It's got a nice, slightly velvety feel to it, and it leaves you with a slight lining. Not too heavy, and that carbonation comes in nicely and dispenses it around your mouth. Really nice. You get a really nice coating actually. First thing I get on the flavour is that sort of porter, dark sort of flavour. But again, it's like slightly refined alcoholic tone to it, where it's not like an alcohol presence, but you could taste like that sweet, like fruity, cakey sort of alcohol. Leaves it nice and dry on the back end as well. You get a slight bitter chocolate maybe flavour mixed in with a bit of caramel. And I get a slight smokiness throughout, which I'm guessing is coming from the barrel mixed with some of the malts that have been used in this one. But yeah, it's amazing. You get a beer like this, and I think Dean touched on this one in his review, where you've got these characteristics, these really strong, bold characteristics, but it's actually a really, a really easy drinking beer. And it's a 750ml bottle. You usually take a long time with beers like this, but this, even though it's got 750ml, it's 6%, and you're getting these really robust flavours. You could just very casually sink this one down, and I don't know, it's one of those great beers that you can take to like a party, or if you're going to your mate's house or something like that, and you just take maybe one of these, that's your night sorted, and you're not going to feel it the next day. But it'd be like a great gift, that sort of thing, for people who are getting into real ale and craft beer and that sort of thing. And yeah, it's got that sort of celebratory feel to it. And I think you get that a lot when you get a lot of these beers that have not only been put into a 750ml bottle, but have gone through the process of, you know, being aged for 6 months. There's just that real sense of celebration, and it does come out in the taste, thankfully. Yeah, it's warmed down slightly, and I'm getting more like a, almost like a dry stout sort of porter characteristic. I don't think I've ever had the Greenwich ale on its own, so I don't know what flavour notes to look for. But this doesn't just taste like a porter, you know, it doesn't just have that single, you know, like flavour profile. You do get that slight ale in there, that malty ale. You do get the barrel in there. You do get that port character, which has a nice little alcohol tone, very refined, as I said. And it's just really nicely balanced and a very, very sessionable beer, actually. I'm very happy with that, actually. In terms of the beer itself, that's a very solid 8 out of 10 from me. I'm definitely interested to try both the London Porter and the regular Greenwich Ale on their own. Probably should have tried those before doing this one. If you're in your local Marks and Spencer's and, you know, you've got guests coming over, or you're going to someone's house, you know, even if it's a dinner party, that sort of thing, then a bottle of this is going to go really well. It's all like when you say like a bottle of Leffe as well. You know, that and a bottle of Leffe, you know, that's like a good little double pack present for someone, and a good little gift for yourself, because it's very high quality indeed. So, as I said before, Dean's also done a review of this one, so his link is down below. Check out Meantime Brewing Company. I think I've done a couple of their beers that they've done for Marks and Spencer's. If I can remember, then I will put a Meantime Brewery playlist down below. Thank you once again to everyone who's subscribed, everyone who watches, both the regulars and the, you know, relatively new people. It means a hell of a lot that you guys have stuck around with me. And yeah, I look forward to sharing a drink with some of you guys in the future, hopefully literally as well. It's been so rewarding being part of this little community, and yeah, long may it continue. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this beer review. If you've tried this one, let me know your thoughts and opinions. What's your favourite Meantime beer? And what's your favourite beer that you could pick up in Marks and Spencer's? It's amazing the range that we are getting now in the supermarkets. I mean, yeah, it's always preferable to go to a bottle shop or to buy directly from a specific brewery. But, you know, not everyone has access to that, and for someone getting into this sort of stuff, you know, you've got a whole range that is not going to cost you an arm and a leg. And yeah, some of my favourite craft beers I've bought from supermarkets. So as a drinker, I really, really appreciate it. Anyway, I've waffled on way too long. Thank you guys once again, and I shall hopefully see you in another beer review. Cheers.